Chaos, you gonna have a camera today, or are you just gonna you naked over there? Because if so, don't turn it on.
Hold on.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Never mind.
Yeah, that's why I said hold on.
What the fuck is up, Carnival Spirits? I'm TJ. I'm joined by the panel of ninjas in action. We got Cali Green 2 Fresh on the left. How you doing, brother?
Chilling. Was moved yesterday. Feeling good.
Dude, this episode is all kinds of fucked up. Let's go to DonChaos. You're probably the reason for this bullshit. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Jesus. You're donning the infamous, creepy, purple, fucking bearded clown mask, which is so appropriate for today's episode of the Mighty Death Popcast. Today we're talking about When I'm Clowning. This track on ICP's second Joker's card of the second deck is one of those songs that I would say is not a serious track. It's not like, it doesn't propel the lore of the Dark Carnival. It's more like, God damn it, Callie's gone now too. What do you think of the song? Hold on. Let's let Riddles join the party. What's up, Riddles?
What's going on, everybody?
We're having spotty connections, so people keep cutting in and out of the hangout. So it's cool that you hopped in because Callie just hopped off. He'll be back though. So, but yeah, we're totally right in the middle of this Mighty Death Popcast. I want to get your opinions on it. Obviously, we're talking about this track. You know the song, and we'll get to the music video later, which features Danny Brown. But that's later. Riddle, since you just joined us, why don't you go first?
You know, I like the original version as opposed to the remix that Kuma did that was on the Extra Pop Emporium. Krayshawn, I don't know. I can't get into her. I mean, I know this is kind of an off-topic thing, but the Krayshawn song was funny as hell. But you know, that's another topic. But,
no, that's not off-topic, man. That's absolutely part of this topic. Because the whole reason why the Krayshawn song was made is part of this.
Yeah.
That's a crazy fresh song. I love the Krayshawn song. I love the story behind it, and I don't mind that Danny Brown got a little shine on the music video for his verse. So let's get some other perspectives on this. Let's go to Cali Green. Let's see if your connectivity is going to allow for a little reciprocation. Cali Green, go.
I got right here the When I'm Clownin' CD single, which features When I'm Clownin', the Kuma remix featuring Boondocks and Danny Brown. Let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, I don't see Boondocks as a feature. You know, he doesn't have an actual verse. You know, it's just basically him saying, Boondocks here, down with the clown, you know. It was his reintroduction to the Hatchet because, you know, he left for a little bit. He officially came back in that fresh music video, which featured him and Danny Brown.
You know, the song, it's really clowny. It's not really a serious song like you said earlier. As far as Krayshawn goes, I mean, you know, it's kind of a weird mixture. You know, I'm not really down with Krayshawn. Not saying I'm not completely down, but I mean, it's.
Let's keep it real about Krayshawn. Krayshawn came out with the Gucci Gucci song, okay? Gucci Gucci Prada Prada, basic bitches, I don't wanna, or whatever the fuck how it goes. And now she makes YouTube videos like you and me. No, Krayshawn is cool. Like, I got nothing against her, and I thought that it was fresh as fuck that she did the song with ICP. But the underground as a collective may feel differently when it comes to ICP working with a female MC, when there's so many other female MCs in the underground that they could have worked with. And I'm just throwing out those names that we all know, like the Razakels and the Illegals and the, I don't even know, the Tally Demons. And come on, throw some other ones out there. Who are the female MCs?
You got your Whitney Payton and,
Whitney
you know,
Payton. Right, and of course, you know, maybe he didn't know them before when they were making this Mighty Death. But I mean, after all, they reached out to Hobson and Tech Nine. You know what I'm saying? They went out for big names. And Krayshawn, love her or hate her, she's a big fucking name.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked the remix with Krayshawn. It took me a while to really get into it, but me personally, I'm just not a big Krayshawn enthusiast, I guess you could say. You know, it's just it didn't click with me. It didn't. You know, I think the original version on the album really was really better. You know, that's just my opinion.
Panic, you've been quiet over there. You're killing motherfuckers on your game. What do you think about all this?
I mean, I like the original. But I don't care for any of the other people that were on any of the other tracks. And I'm always the wrong person to ask about female rappers because it's just hard to find a decent one. Razakel may look good, but she ain't, you know, that ain't my style. But yeah, the original is the best. Danny Brown's just too, like, silly, I guess, for me.
Krayshawn's verse wasn't anything to write home about. Neither was Danny Brown's, in my opinion. But at least they got some Detroit love going on.
I think that maybe it's not, like, silly. It's just the way, his style. I don't think I like his style, really.
Yeah, but the whole thing with Danny Brown is, yeah, it was silly, it was kind of corny, but it went with the song. I mean,
yes,
that's the way.
Look, Violent J's verse is rhyming silly with lighting a Philly and popping a pilly. Shaggy Two Dope owes the mob a millie, about to knock off a Chili's. The whole Milky Way is soured. Let my acid rain shower. I always thought of Esham with that line because he put out that Acid Rain album as his little introduction to Psychopath. Anyways, that's a whole side.
Well, see, this is the whole other track from the album, but if you listen to Where's God, there is a little subliminal diss to Esham in there if you really listen to it and you think about it.
What are you talking about?
They talk about the crib death and whatnot. I mean, the verse
ain't got shit left.
Yeah, and you don't carry a gun or own a gun. You should plan to, something like you know. It's just
interesting. All right. Well, I never took that line like that. Well, we can talk about that on the last episode of this Death Popcast. Absolutely. That's interesting. Food for thought, and I'll leave that in here for everybody to mull over when we get to that episode. That's why we're here. ICP does both. They make a song like Forever, and then they make a song like When I'm Clownin', and it really is just them wilding out, being the wicked clowns. And, of course, I have got a mega list of tracks going way back to the beginning where ICP has been doing this shit, and so I'm ready to dive into this list with you guys. But before we do that, do you guys want to talk about the remixes anymore? Do you have anything else to say about Krayshawn or Danny Brown or Kuma? Because Brian Kuma just took a picture of his Fago Lovers Award that he received for, I guess, his work on the new Dark Lotus album. It said Best Supergroup Album Award, right? And it was like that Fago Lovers logo all chiseled in frosty glass.
Yeah, that was fucking cool looking.
Mm-hmm. And anyways, I like how Fago Lovers took it one step further and actually made physical awards for their award ceremony thingy, mabob. You know?
Yeah. It's I guess what it comes down to is this is even though it's a remix, it's still a Joker's Card song, and it's going to be judged a lot harder than I guess other songs. So if you're gonna have people on them, they better be fucking good, you know, or else they're just gonna get tequila'd.
I think it's more of like a working relationship between, you know, entrepreneurial entertainers. You've got ICP who are always promoting themselves as if, you know, their career depended on it. And then you got Danny Brown, who's not fucking a young pup. I mean, that dude's like, you know, he's not young. He's in his, I don't know how old he is, but he's missing teeth. He looks like he's 80 years old to me. I don't know.
Danny Brown, for those of you who don't know, Detroit native, been in the underground for a minute now. The first time I heard of him was on the album he did, Triple X, which had a slew of songs that I loved. I listened to old, wasn't really as down for that album, but Triple X, for those of you who weren't down with old, check that one out. You know, go back a little bit, check that out, because it was fresh. You know, perfect fit for this song, because his style is very clowny. You know, he's got a really out there, really different style, and it really fit the song. Seeing him in the music video, which, by the way, the music video was super fresh, you know, everything I could have expected. Yeah. Loved his verse. So, on this official single, which I don't know anyone else who has this. If you have it, I mean, cool. Kudos to you, because I don't know anyone else who has it. There are 5 tracks. When I'm Clownin', the Kuma remix with Boondocks and Danny Brown. When I'm Clownin', Kuma remix instrumental. 3, When I'm Clownin', Kuma remix acapella. Number 4, When I'm Clownin', Kuma remix radio edit. And number 5, When I'm Clownin', the Kuma super mix with Krayshawn, Boondocks, and Danny Brown. First of all, I gotta say, it's kind of weird and awkward that there are 2 other versions of this song that aren't on here. First one being the original with no features. Second one being the remix with Krayshawn. Now, I gotta say, it's cool that they have the super mix on here that has, you know, everybody. That's fresh. Let's go ahead and check out this artwork a little bit. So, you know, got the front cover. Zim looking all rock star-ish. The back. You know, the CD itself is really fresh. And then it's just a little insert. You know, nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy at all. And just a bunch of Hatchet Men. But, you know, pretty fresh little piece of history right here. You know, apparently I like the song enough to have bought the single, so I like it. It's fresh. It's dope. You know, it's that clowny shit that we all love about ICP.
The original version, as clowny as it is, you know, all the sound effects and noises, all the laughing in the track, built into the beat. That's what my fucking list is all about. That's what we're going to dig into here. I'm going to play you guys a snippet, okay? I want you guys to listen to this snippet, because this is what When I'm Clowning reminds me of. And give me 1 second to find the part.
Well, you know, J's kind of wicked. If there's a booger in my nose, I'ma pick it and flick it in your eye like you ain't Jack. And stop my boots on your nutsack. I'm Shaggy and I'm in the house. You don't think so? I put a brick in your mouth. Can't nobody flex on another clown. I got boys out with straight now. I'm coming straight from the trailer park. That's me out front working at a skylark. I'm waiting on a check, I don't cut the grass. And my woman's got babies falling out of her ass. I'll be running with the carnival and tell 80. Cause another going out with the fat lady. I struck a bitch down to the nitty gritty. But I ain't say shit about a wooden titty.
Alright. So, I'll tell you, that this is what when I was going back into the ICP's catalog, I'm like, all right, When I'm Clownin' is just ICP fucking spitting bars. You know what I mean? Been known to pop a pilly and cop a chuck with Billy. I love when ICP raps about themselves, you know, shouting out their boys, Jump Steady and Nate the Mac, and always talking about their relationship with Alex or Billy now and all that shit. When I'm Clownin', it to me feels like that type of song. If you listen to the shit they're saying, so that obviously that had no beat, that had no laughter. That was just a cipher type jam they did at the end of 17 Dead on Beverly Hills 50187. So,
Jekyll Juggalo said, "I need in."
He doesn't know how to get in yet. I just sent him the link.
But that song, just that snippet to me is way better than When I'm Clowning.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that?
When I'm Clowning is actually my least favorite song on Mighty Death Pop.
I remember when CPN made his first review of the Mighty Death Pop, and When I'm Clowning is the only song that he said he didn't like. What up, Gary?
What up, man?
Why.
I tried to hop in and it wouldn't let me hop. I'm like, what the
Oh, I'm
hell?
sorry about that, man. Maybe we got extra, guards on the door. We had the extra passwords and whatnot.
Oh, it happens, brother. It happens.
But yo, you just jumped right into this Mighty Death Popcast. We're talking about When I'm Clownin'. What do you got for us, man? What's your take on this track?
Well, it's When I'm Clowning, man. I think they should have put the original version on the album, which was what, the Krayshawn version? Isn't that what they wanted originally?
Are you saying that the collab version was the original version? I didn't even know.
Well, I think that's what they originally wanted to add to the album. I mean, if you watch on the Psychopathics video, Volume 2, they talk about that a bit, because they have the whole Mighty Death Pop video list going on there. They talk about how they want to put the Krayshawn version on the album. But Krayshawn wasn't down for it, so they just put that on the CD, the single.
Nice. So do you know more about the actual predicament that led to the Krayshawn song?
I don't know about any of those shots fired. I just think Krayshawn just was like, I don't know why I fucking did this. This is crazy-ass fucking fat-ass clown trying to hit on me and shit.
Totally. One thing about Krayshawn is that she started a YouTube channel where she does video blogs just like we do, and she talks like a normal fucking chick. Lots of filler words. Like, she's just very, like, I don't care. Call me a bitch. Hate on me. Fuck you. I don't care. And she just talks about all her shit, answers Q&As. And the best part is, like, in her first video or two where she talks about what she's been up to, she went on tour to promote her flop of an album. I'm just kidding. She went on tour to promote She went on tour, and then she's like, and this is her words, and I'm paraphrasing, but she's like, I went on tour, and then I had a baby, so I came home, did that, so now I'm doing the single mom thing. And I'm just like, wow, dude, even like chick rappers out there are getting knocked up by their fucking, and I mean, I'm assuming.
Let me tell you what I know about Krayshawn, because I didn't even know who the hell she was until that song came out. So
Exactly.
that's how much I know about Krayshawn. And then all of a sudden I get she's like a popular like female rapper. Oh my god, you know who Krayshawn is? Oh, how stupid are you? I'm like, I don't know. Although she has a naked pics on fucking the internet. Shit. But really, my favorite version of When I'm Clowning, though, honestly, is when they redid it again for like the 30th time with fucking Boondocks and Danny Brown. Whenever I listen to that track, that's the one I listen to the most.
And that's the one where they literally added Boondocks in there to reintroduce him to the Hatchet. Like, this was after Twisted left the label, and he had already been gone, but then he came back, and they let us know through that music video, which is a very unique way to reintroduce or to, bring someone onto your label, like, in the middle of a fucking song.
Oh, by the way, you're back with the Hatchet, Boondocks. Oh, I didn't even know I was back on the label and shit. All right, I guess. Let's do this. Yeah, that's hilarious. What was it on ICP TV or ICP Theater when they fucking aired that video? It was like, oh shit, well there's Boondocks. They like running with a hatchet. He didn't realize that He really is running with the hatchet again.
Yeah, I like that's how they were trying to release a lot of their videos, and that's why they were upset about the Hater to Death video getting released early by iTunes, because I'm sure they were trying to debut that shit on ICP Theater. Like
Yeah. Which is a dope video. I love that video to death.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things we're talking about here is all the songs that ICP has done in the same vein as When I'm Clowning, and I thought I'd bring up the title track of the first Joker's card, Carnival of Carnage, because of the laughter in the track, you know. And I don't want to play everything for you guys, but songs like The Juggler, Murder Go Round, these songs, if you listen to them, you guys can go check them out on your, you know, on your iTunes or pull out the CDs and listen to them. ICP's been doing this shit. You've got Wagon. Listen to Ringmaster's Word. These are the early Joker's cards. The Riddle Box title track, The Show Must Go On. Toy Box, Joker's Wild, Little Something Something. Riddle Box is full of these clowny beats.
Exactly.
Now, Tunnel of Love has got When I Get Out. And I don't know, there's something about that song. That actually is like an album ender. So it's more like a jam. But
Right.
on the Great Malenko, you've got the Great Malenko. These title tracks, man, this is like the signature sound of the clowns. They're fucking clowns. You picture and you hear it. You hear laughter. You hear honking noses.
Exactly. Go back and look at my video playlist, because I think I went through early on in my YouTube days, and I was just doing strictly the title tracks. You know, each Joker's card had a title track called whatever the Joker's card was. You had Carnival of Carnage. You had the Ringmaster's Word. You know, You had the Riddle Box, you know, and there were these clowny beats leading up, introducing what that Joker's card was, you know. They were dope as hell.
Now, in the Great Malenko, the title track, as well as What is a Juggalo, and Down with the Clown itself. What is a Juggalo? I don't know. I mean, that song is the quintessential insane clown posse song, at least ever since I've been Down with the Clown. And
Exactly.
the song Down with the Clown is like such a staple. It's crazy how such few songs have locked in so many people, if I could safely say that.
Right.
So anyway, down the list, Forgotten Freshness status, we've got these early songs like Shaggy Two Dope's Fuck Off, and later on is
Hey, Vato.
Up Clown Love. The Amazing Jekyll Brothers, as far as I can tell, has zero fucking songs with any clowny beats, any laughter in the fucking soundtrack. So if you're going to skip Jekyll Brothers and go to Bizarre Bazaar, and you've got the title track featuring Twisted Nisham, that's heavily clowny.
Right.
My Axe and If.
Now, let's backtrack a bit there, Beastmaster, you know, because you want to go back to Jekyll Brothers, you know, you got, you know, the game show song, kind of like when they did the Joker's Wild and Riddle Box. Then you got, what's it called on Jekyll Brothers? What is it?
The
Shaggy Show, you know? And it kind of got that, you know, quirky thing. And then Bring It On, I don't know, to me, that's kind of like, you know, it's got that whole, I don't know, welcome everybody to the big show, Jake and Jack in the Dark Carnival. So it's kind of...
You're absolutely right. And I listened to it, and I was listening to the beat, and you hit the nail on the head. That is so true. The next on the list. On the Wraith, you've got Welcome to the Show. You've got Birthday Bitches, right?
You love that shit.
Love that one.
He's actually going to do cartwheels in your living room if you move the couch. Not. And then this probably is the best one. Ain't Your Business. Ain't Your Business has so many sound effects and noises and freshness all jammed into it. Such a good track too.
It's got a lot. It's got a lot of good meaning behind it too. You know, because it ain't your business how I act. You know, I do what I do. It isn't your business at all, man. Let me do my thing. I hit you in the face. My bad. I just had to take some anger out. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Move on.
Fucking A, man. All right, there's not much left on here. I already said Two Dopes Fuck the Fuck Off. On The Tempest, you've got the title track, Ride the Tempest. In that song is got like, it almost sounds like Christopher Lee, like,
Yeah.
in the track, in the beat, in the hook.
And we'll talk about that, because that bell, you know, when you hear that, we didn't know what the Tempest was. It turned out to be a fucking roller coaster. And that song was like, it was straight ICP. It was so clowny. It was like, oh, come ride the Tempest. It's like, yeah, I love
Do you know who that is doing the voice on there?
Who?
If anyone ever remembers TNA, that's James
James Mitchell.
Abyss's old manager.
Yep.
Oh shit, that's fucking dope.
Nice.
And I don't know something else, a song you can think of where it's kind of a clowning feel, but the chorus to Assassin, they're saying, "Wicked clown, don't fuck with this."
And I know so many people that shit on the Tempest. I love that album.
Right.
Oh, I do too.
Awesome.
It gets labeled as probably the worst ICP album out there. Nobody likes it. Nobody cares about it. It doesn't follow the Dark Carnival. Honestly, it's a dope album. Yeah, there's a few tracks on it that aren't the greatest. Because Watch My Ride, I don't like that. The news, it's okay. You know, I mean, it has a little bit of meaning behind it, but for the most part, the album is not fucking bad at all.
It's actually really
it's not one of my
good in the car.
favorite songs. If I was a serial killer, I love that fucking song, man.
Yep.
To death.
Yeah, for real though, that stood out to me as whenever ICP makes a move, there was a time when we never knew what the next move was going to be, right? Because we were like, oh, this Joker's card, what's the next one? And once the six dropped, we were like, well, what's this next shit about? And then that whole like, oh, it's just a roller coaster. The only reason anyone ever felt that way is because in their mind, they thought so highly of ICP, they thought they were going to bring death and destruction from above in the form of, like, you know, a fucking monsoon-type fucking tempest. But no, it was a roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster. And that was so fucking dope right there, because that's exactly right. We thought it was going to be this badass storm. You know, they did the EP, the calm, and like, oh, this is building up. The Tempest is going to be this badass fucking storm of a fucking album. And no, it was a roller coaster. Which it was an up and down ride, and that's how the whole album goes too, because it kind of goes up and down, you know.
No, it's a metaphor for their whole fucking career.
Yeah. That's right, man. And I would have to say that, and not to hate, that was kind of a down point in their career, because nobody's like, oh my fucking god, what is this shit?
No, a lot of people in that time period were starting to feel a certain way, and even at the gathering, there was a vibe tipping point that we don't even need to go there because
right.
Because at the end, the real juggalos that are true, through and through, they prevail through these years. Right. It is, we all know about the rotating door, and ICP does what they do unapologetically. They entertain. And everyone is welcome under the big top to fucking enjoy and be a part of it if you want to be. You have to basically subject yourself to it, so there's no reason to complain because you can always get the fuck out if you want, you know?
That's right. That is right. And you know what? The hardcore juggalos get out because they, you know, we're fans. We know what's up, man. You're not going to have fucking club bangers every fucking time, but, you know, you got to make a buck, shit.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of the gathering, I was there the year that Violent J handed out limited copies of his solo album before he put it out officially, The Shining. And
tell me you snagged one of those.
Yeah, it's a really cool CD. It's just burnt CDR.
Yeah, I have it. I don't have the actual CD, but right after the gathering, you know, it went live on the net, and I downloaded that version of it instantly, you know. So I have both.
I put together what I call the ultimate Shining mix, where I took the new version and then I took all the songs that were omitted from the new version and spliced them in, so you can tell the audio quality when you hear the rare track. But the point is that you hear all the tracks, and if there's two versions, you hear the better quality version than the lesser. So one of those songs is Knock Knock featuring Isham. It didn't make it on the fucking CD version that was for sale in stores. But
right.
On the original version, there's a song featuring Isham, and it's all about being a comedian. It's like, ha 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 ha.
I love it. I don't even call that the fucking Violent J solo project. I call that the fucking Violent J Isham fucking collab CD, because that original one that came out, every other track was Isham and Violent J. You know?
Yeah. All right, and the last one, guys, is from Bang Pow Boom, and this one is I can't even say words. Irresputable, indisputable. I'ma fucking kill you. That song is all full of sound bites of Shaggy saying "fuck off" and honks and laughter, and it almost feels like a disposable song. It's really short. It's actually a real classic ICP jam, and that's what I feel about When I'm Clowning. Even though it isn't the most popular song, it sure as hell is one of those songs that ICP put out there, man. 3 different versions, like 3 different guest appearances, video. They did a lot of videos for the Mighty Death Pop, but this one I didn't see coming. You know, especially since like the first, murmurs of it were kind of negative, right? CPN didn't like it. A lot of you guys weren't feeling Krayshawn, so it's one of those things, man. To each their own. And we were talking about this before you joined us, Gary. You know, Krayshawn is. She's kind of in the middle. She's a joke to some, and to others, she's just like hot. They want to fuck her. So I don't know how much actual respect she gets in the hip hop world. I mean, right now it's all about Azalea. So.
Right. Yeah. You know, When I'm Clowning, when it first came out, I wasn't feeling it either. I was like, because they played it at the gathering, and that's one thing I hate when they unveil a song and you've never heard it yet, because live isn't the way you should hear a song. You should listen to it with your headphones on, in the right mood, and you hear every sound effects, every lyric, every deeply tone. And when they played it at the gathering, it's kind of got that slow. I'm like, I don't know. This kind of scares me now, but.
Well, you know, the best of both worlds is when I was at the gathering right before Bang Pow Boom came out, and Shaggy, Too Dope, and DJ Clay were doing their spinning under a tent, and they played Juggalo Island loud over the speakers, but it was the studio album version, and we got to hear it at the gathering in pristine condition, out loud, with a bunch of juggalos, and it just gave me chills. And my girlfriend at the time and I, we walked away from the tent like we just heard a new song from the upcoming Joker's card, and it's so dope. It's like the gathering in the song. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I get that too, because that's fresh as hell when you first hear it. Because like backtracking when ABK's Hatchet Warrior first came out, you know, when they went on tour for the Shangri-La tour, nobody knew anything off that album. You ain't never heard a single track, and you had to listen to a whole set about ABK songs. And then, you know, when he played the song Come and Play With Me, I was like, God damn, that fucking song is fucking fresh. These hatchet men up on our chest. I was like into it and feel it. So I get that also, you know what I mean?
Well, that's a special case because a lot of ABK songs we would hear all the time during Blaze's sets, and he would throw in like Foodang and a couple of things, and you know, and then we got an album from ABK. That was like you know, that's a different circumstance, and since then he's become his own, you know, headlining act. So we got to see the whole arc of his career, just like with Twisted from House of Crazies. Well, at least me, I was there for the very last fucking death throes of House of Crazies. I saw them perform once, you know, and then
that's awesome.
Twisted. So yeah, I mean, Boondocks, he's the other kind of dude that we haven't talked too much about. What do you guys have to say about Boondocks? He was reintroduced on the Hatchet on this fucking song. And then since then, he put out Abaddon, which made Album of the Year and the Australian Underground fucking thing they did. I mean, Boondocks is cool. You know, he's in for the long haul. He's active on Twitter. His mom loves him a lot. You should see her cover photo.
Yeah. Right. I got mad love for Boondocks. You know, like when he got introduced to the Hatchet originally, it kind of came out of nowhere. And then the first album, The Harvest, I fucking loved it. I kind of feel bad how they introduced him back on that track, like saying, oh yeah, you're back with us again. We don't have our fucking ace in the hole anymore, so we need to sign people. That's kind of how I felt that was, you know. Twisted isn't here no more. Blaze is probably leaving also. We need to get some fucking talent back here. Let's bring fucking A and B back. Let's bring fucking Boondocks. Let's do something with Legs, Diamond, and the Purple Gang, which I think is a pretty fresh little album. I love that shit to death, you know.
All those, that's my favorite. I love Legs, Diamond, and the Purple Gang.
That got like teased forever ago in fucking Tunnel of Love and stuff like that. And then finally get the album, and it was something different, but Legs Diamond can sing his fucking ass off and play guitar, man. He's awesome.
Hell yeah. I think as of right now, we have officially covered everything that I could think of for the Mighty Death Popcast episode. This has been a great episode. Does anyone know what the next song? Oh, I do. Next song on the list is Dog Catchers.
Oh, Dog Catchers.
Man, We got a lot to talk about on that fucking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.